Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another battle report. Another skirmish game for myself and one of my friends. So it's a one-on-one game. I have my Vampire Covenant warband down here, and I'm facing some Holy Order, the nuns, basically. So I'll go through the other pictures. First, this is the main part of my warband. We have the vampire, a phantom, a barrow king, a zombie, and a zombie with a great weapon. The barrow king recently got himself a lightweight plate armor, so he's rocking a 3-up armor save, which is pretty nice. Here we have a blood servant. He scouted using my hunch ability, so he's on top of this tower and on the objective. These are my blood slaves. They took another flank and intend to go up and lay down some fire. This is his main force, intending to go up this ladder. And we got an objective over here. And this is his other force out on the flank. Here you can see my blood servant in the tower. So back to the first picture, just to get another overview. We have my main force down here, my blood slaves down here, the blood servant in the tower. We have his main force here and his secondary force here. I also have a blood servant down here, intending to go up and take some objectives, which we have 1, 2, 3 objective markers. And this is the hidden clues scenario, so each of these objectives gives +1 experience to whoever takes it. So a nice little bonus. So first turn went to him and he moved forward a little bit. You can see he's moved up here. The other troop, they just moved up to the box here. They couldn't make it up the ladder in a single turn. So my turn, I moved forward. The blood slave here moved into the tower. This doesn't really know what to do, but the rest of the force moved up this way. And here you can see why I'm a bit careful with this guy. He's only got one ladder to take him away from there, but that one leads to here, and he's about to get his main force up here, so he's a bit cornered. Let's see. Yeah, my blood slaves moved up here to be able to shoot next turn, basically. And my blood servant moved here to take this objective. So, what's happened here? Yeah. Since he was cornered, he decided that there was only one way out. He jumped down from the tower. So from this point, it was 6 inches down. That means it's 2 agility tests, and he had to pass both of them to land safely. He failed both and fell. So he was almost killed. He's got 1 health point remaining and is knocked down. But he did the important thing. He brought the objective marker with him. And right after that, I moved out the rest of my force to surround him and protect him, basically. Pushing the phantom straight up into his face, because that's a tank. It's a chaff tank. So that's great. He moved up into this building, moving the archers into position. New recruits, these guys. So not that experienced. So then his turn started. And we rolled up a random happening and got the sinkhole random happening. And it targeted my barrow king, so he had to take an agility test, and if he failed, he would be removed from table, which is annoying, but it's not taken out of action, so he would automatically survive, basically. But if you rolled a 6, he was actually taken out of action. And of course, I rolled a 6. So the barrow king, poof, just vanished down a sinkhole here. So probably the armor he got wasn't that lightweight after all. So he's gone. And that put me in a bit of a difficult spot here, because I was afraid that he would now charge his 3 models here into one of each of these models. And one of them would get this guy and be able to kill him, because he's knocked down and got 1 health point left. The barrow king was in a position that he could intercept that charge, but the zombies are not, so now he's a sitting duck. But Fortunately, my opponent didn't see that, so he did what I think is the worst possible play here. He charged all 3 models into the Phantom, hoping to get lucky and kill it, which can absolutely happen. He's got 3 attacks that are pretty high quality. They all hit and wound on 2+. No, hit on 3+, wound on 2+. But then Fear can mess with that. One of them is immune to Fear, though. So yeah, that's what happened. Here we started to have a shooting duel with his archers and mine. Both have bows. Mine are ballistic skill 4. His are ballistic skill 2. So I should be the stronger one here. But so far it's not going my way. He's managed to knock one of my down with only 3 health points remaining. So in this combat, the Phantom held, and I charged the rest of my dudes in basically, and the Vampire had a field day, got a lot of kills. Here we can see I moved up. He's moved. Let's see, we can move back a few pictures. Yeah, I'll tell you how this shooting duel ended. He wiped the floor with me, basically. I got one shot here. He moved his matriarch up into this dangerous position, so I fired 2 shots at her, trying to knock her down and make her fall down. That would have been a really effective way to stop her. But in the next turn, he shot both of them dead, basically. Which means that I have now lost 3 models. So at the start of this turn, I had to take a route check, but I passed it. I got some more kills down here with the tower, and I moved this guy up to threaten the matriarch. Here we can see the other side of the table. My archers are gone. This girl, she jumped down here, trying to get the objective that's down here. But she fell and she got knocked down and then fell down again, almost died. And yeah, that's the end of the game. He routed the first chance he got. I think that was a bit tasty. He had 1 model left here that I could have killed, so of course he wanted to avoid that. But otherwise he had a pretty good chance. He should have been able to handle this guy with the matriarch. So I think it was a bit hasty, but anyway, it was a fun game. He had a chance to pull out a victory, but in the end it was mine. So the post-game sequence, the most interesting thing that happened perhaps was my Barrow King. He rolled for injury and got a double 6 result, so the 66 result, which is survives against the odds. So not only did he come out unharmed out of that sinkhole, he also learned something, got +1 experience. So we imagined it that he fell down into a barrow and had a jolly good time down there. So thanks to this, he managed to get an advancement and got a skill. So now he has Shield Smash, giving him another attack, which is really nice on him. Other than that, not much happened. My Vampire got +1 attack, which is always nice, but I would have preferred another spell, which would have been nice. And my Blood Slaves got +1 discipline, which is pretty nice. So yeah, that's it for this one. Thank you for listening, and please comment. I would like to know if you enjoy these battle reports. I quite enjoy making them, but would be good to know how you feel about them. So until next time, cheers.